What's up? Here with a TraptrixHand build that I took 9th place at the most recent TCGPlayer Open event. Um, I got kicked out of top because there was, I think, 4 draws. So we had a bunch of XX and 1s that were in top. So it sort of screwed up the point standings. I missed out by my difference between me and what ended up being 8th place was like 0.02%. So yeah, 2/100ths of 1% was the difference that kept me at the top. So, oh well. The deck is pretty standard. Triple Mermello, double Dionia, 3 Fire Hand, 3 Ice Hand. 2 Doomcow is absolutely awesome. Doomcow shits on everything this format. As a very seasoned stun player, Doomcow was pretty natural pick for me. But basically nobody else I've seen has been playing it. Since I played it, one of the TCGPlayer writers wrote an article about Doomcow and how good they think it is right now, which I thought was pretty funny. But yes, Doomcow is very, very good right now, especially main decked. I would have potentially cited like a 3rd copy. Thunder King didn't do much of anything. I think I was able to... I think I had 2 Mermelos summoned while I had Thunder King on the field. And it was just like, oh, but you can't search. And they're like, oh, shit. And that was about all that Thunder King did. Grand Maul didn't get to do anything either. He was Mirror Forced, he was Deprisoned, he was Divine Wrathed. I bounced a hand once to force them to reset. And that was all Grand Maul did all weekend. Triple Duality, Triple Upstart. Upstarts got cited out just about every game. Double Dichotomy. Some people only play 1. 2 is definitely fine for me. I opened with it 3 times. 2 of those I got it off really early. The 3rd game was really bad because I opened Dichotomy, Book, Double Wiretap, and Grand Maul. So that game didn't get me anywhere. Double Lance was really good. Book of Moon, I would have probably rather mained Mind Control. Warning, Bottomless, Torrential, Compulse. Double Horn didn't do much with the sheer amount of Mirror Force. Like, well over half the people there were playing Hat. So this was just stopping the Dionia Exceed play. But it was definitely pretty good in the Gear Game matchups, though. Double Nightmare Trap Hole, double Deprison. Double Breakthrough did basically nothing. These were like effect veilers from Romelo in Game 1. I cited at least 1 copy out just about every game. And then 2 Wiretap. Speaking of Breakthrough, I moved these from the sideboard to the main board like last second, and then ended up siding them out most of the time. So everybody says it's really good right now, but my experience, it didn't do shit for me. I don't know. And then 2 Wiretap. It keeps you safe. It helps plays go through. Probably about 30% of the time, your Wiretap gets wiretapped. And then you're like, well, shit. But at least then you get your Wiretap back in the deck to use again. So that was decent. Extra deck is pretty irrelevant. 101, Dweller, and that's about it. My Dweller is currently being borrowed. I was borrowing a second 101, which I almost went into both 101s at the same time in one game. So I would definitely play 2 101s moving forward, because I definitely know it's a possibility. I was only playing 1 Dweller. I really wish I was playing 2. There was one particular time that I almost went into Emerald just to put Dweller back so that I could go into Dweller on the next turn. I ended up not doing that. I don't remember what I did instead, but quite often I was like begging to draw Dichotomy so that I could put Dweller back into my extra deck. So certainly play 2 Dweller. Having the second 101 was solid. Play Exciton if you have it. I didn't have one. There wasn't a time where I wanted to use it, but having it as an option would have been nice. Everything else is basically filler crap. I never played Dragons or Sylvan, so Roach didn't do much. I never needed to burn for game. I I never played Madolche or Fire Fist or Bujin. I went into Corn once. Basically, I went into this guy instead of Dweller because I didn't have a water. I didn't want a 1700 on the field. That was basically my decision. So I went into this guy just to get rid of a hand. It worked. Oh well. As a backup Dweller, I went into Butterfly. This was just to see what set monsters were, to determine how I wanted to attack, whether it was a fire or an ice hand. It just got me information while pushing damage through. Because you know if you're going to ram a hand, you're going to lose a card in return. You just know that going in. So at least this way, I was able to put damage through while making those plays. It was okay. Nothing else mattered. I had a Stardust in there because of a side deck Starlight Road that I never used. So basically, 2 101s, 2 Dwellers, Exciton, and a couple of basic fillers that you'll probably never use. And then on to the side deck, Double Dyna. I got the nuke effect off once. Take that back, twice. The third time I should have got it off would have won me a gear game matchup. I had like 5 different set cards who went into Alucard and hit the Dyna, which was freaking ridiculous. I would have won had he not hit the Dyna. But oh well. Triple DD Crow, I sighted this in 3 or 4 times. I drew 1 copy once out of all the times I sighted it in, which was pretty ridiculous. I stopped the dichotomy with it though, so card advantage was good. Mind Control, like I said, I wish I had put that in the main board to steal hands with and exceed with. It is exceedingly broke to Mind Control and Ice Hand to make a 2200 Dweller. So yeah, Mind Control's really good. MSTs I sighted in quite a bit. I sighted in 1 of each trap hole. I never actually used these. I drew them, but I never activated them. I think twice that I had all 3 Nightmare holes sighted in. I used at least 2 in the game, so I guess it was good to have the 3. Double Debunk probably should be 3, but I've had these since they were $4 cards, and I wasn't going to pay $30 for a 3rd copy. And then the Starlight Road was the only card in the extra deck that never got sighted in, and that was because I never saw Melvin Catastrophe. But anyways, that's the deck. Okay, let me know what you think. Comment, rate, subscribe, and maybe I'll be more active on this channel again. Peace out.